This week, in my capacity as head of the National Action Network, I joined more than a dozen other civil rights groups in calling for President Biden to pardon former Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby. Mosby is facing possible prison time when she goes for sentencing later this month after being convicted of mortgage fraud and perjury. Prosecutors are asking for a 20-month sentence. Mosby's lawyers argue she's been the victim of a political payback for her work as a prosecutor, including a role in charging 6 police officers for the death of Freddie Gray in Baltimore back in 2015. Joining me now is Marilyn Mosby, former state's attorney for Baltimore. Ms. Mosby, thank you for being with us. And I might add that the civil rights groups like National Action Network, following NAACP and others, have made this plea without any urging from you. It is our review of what has happened. I just want to be clear that you, to my knowledge, have not lobbied. I know you didn't lobby me and anyone in NAN. But your lawyers are asking for probation rather than prison time in this case. They say your offenses amount to personal misconduct. Prosecutors argue you abused emergency law meant to help people suffering financial hardship during a pandemic when you yourself were healthy and employed. What's your response to the pleas around your sentence?
First and foremost, I'm incredibly, as you've already indicated, I'm grateful and humbled by the support of the community, and especially from you, Reverend Al Sharpton, and the National Action Network, the 13 other national civil rights organizations, as you've already indicated, National Urban League, Fair and Just Prosecution, Color of Change, and NAACP. It means the world to me to have the support of the community. My hope is that President Biden and Vice President Harris are listening. It's my honor to show up. It was my honor to show up for them. I need them to show up for me. What I'm facing right now, Reverend Al, and you get this more than anything else, that I'm being penalized. I'm being penalized for fighting for justice. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing illegal and nothing criminal. My actions were entirely legal and above the board. And as you've already indicated, they're asking for 20 months, but the judge has the discretion of going above the sentencing guidelines or below them. And I'm facing 40 years in prison for simply withdrawing my own retirement savings to buy property, not obtaining PPP loans, not accessing COVID funding, accessing my own retirement savings. And so this is an act that 739 people in the city of Baltimore did. This is the same provision that 35,000 people nationally have done. And yet I'm the only person in America that has been targeted, prosecuted, and now convicted under this provision, which clearly is unjust and has everything to do with my policies and my fight against the status quo in this country.
Now, what caught my eye is, as President Donald Trump, he denigrated Baltimore while you were the state attorney. You vowed to prosecute any federal agents who arrested Baltimore citizens during the protest of George Floyd's murder. You were investigated by the Justice Department shortly after. Where, in your view, does that fit into what has happened to you since?
Well, I think it does fit into that. I think, I was one of the first prosecutors in this country to attempt to hold police officers accountable for the death of a Black man. You got to think about that. When I did it, then President Trump said I needed to prosecute myself. After the police department sabotaged those cases, I learned my lessons, and we subsequently prosecuted and convicted 33 police officers after that case. When rogue police officers were planting guns and drugs on citizens for decades, my office was one that drafted, lobbied, and passed legislation to vacate the convictions of over 800 people impacted by those police officers. I had the first conviction integrity unit in the entire state of Maryland, where we exonerated 13 innocent Black men who collectively served 300 years in prison for crimes they didn't commit. The progressive policies were put into place under my office goes on. And it was very much clear. Donald Trump made it clear. Bill Barr at the National Sheriff's Association, when he referred to Baltimore and those rogue social justice prosecutors, that we will do anything within our power to ensure the rule of law stays into place. He said as much. Former Governor Larry Hogan, when he threatened to defund my office, he said as much. And so those individuals that are far removed from the situation, who don't understand why the federal government would come after me, this is why.
Now, you know, Trump has been particularly hostile in his public comments toward black women prosecutors, like Fannie Willis, like Tish James in New York, and yourself. What do you attribute this to?
I mean, he said it was very clear. You know, anybody that comes, whether any jurisdiction or any individual politician, the United States government will come after if they affect or impact the rule of law. And so it's not just Bonnie Willis and Tish James. It's me. It's Kim Gardner. It's Aramis Ayala. It's Monique Worrell. It's Rachel Rollins. It's all of us. And if we don't stand for what's happening, I mean, I can tell you, you know, the 2 months after, you know, then President Trump was in Oregon, placing people, his federal agents, kidnapping people. Larry Krasner, who's the Philadelphia district attorney, and I wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post, and we said, don't bring that to Baltimore, don't bring that to Philadelphia, because if you do, we're going to hold you accountable and we'll prosecute your federal agents. 2 months after that, he then opens an investigation against me, and they've combed every aspect of my life, my taxes, my charitable donations, my campaign contributions. They were knocking on my neighbors' doors, the FBI interrogating my neighbors, my hairdresser, you know, this type of harassment, looking for anything that they could charge against me. And this is what they came back with, something where I am literally the only person in America that has been charged under this provision when 35,000 other people have done.
Now, as we mentioned, I've spoken out in favor of a pardon in your case as head of National Action Network. But while the details of the case is complicated, the fact remains you were convicted by 2 separate juries. What's your response to those out there who will ask why your situation warrants special consideration like a pardon?
I think this case warrants special consideration because, as I've already indicated, this is a provision that the legal standard, which was not a hardship, a financial hardship, but an adverse financial consequence, has never been legally defined. And their government witness got up on the stand and said, all I needed to do was suffer a $50 adversity, which I did. And so in this particular case, we know, and I know for sure, I created the first conviction integrity unit in the entire state of Maryland, where we do reinvestigations into claims of actual innocence. I exonerated 13 innocent Black men that did not commit a crime. We know that people are wrongly convicted every day. And so that is the point in bringing this to the attention of the world and saying, hey, this is wrong. And more specifically to the president of the United States, who has the power and the authority to do something about this Trump Department of Justice investigation that was started under his administration.
Well, we're going to be following this. We respect the law, but the law needs to be used across the board equally. And those that do that should not in any way be treated any differently than anyone else, in my opinion. Marilyn Mosby, thank you for being with us this evening